You're done. You're washed. It's over.
Tortured. It's From the Front Row with Johnathan T. Rokford.
You know, Flip, catering was good, but it is not this damn good. If you did a jerk chicken, I guarantee there would have been no fight in there. Everybody been too busy eating. Jerk chicken is like life. Yes, it is. I know, you're welcome. I got you, man, this time. Shit. What's up, WP? It's me, Johnathan T. Rokford, here with another edition of From the Front Row. We've done another mega week, folks. I mean, this week was more exciting than adult Happy Meals at McDonald's. It was greater than the freaking boob meal at McDonald's. Hell, it was more. It held your attention better than Dairy Queen holding your freaking Blizzard upside down. They don't do it like they used to, though. You know, back in the day, they used to like hold it like this, say what your Blizzard was, then they put that bitch on, and they go, yeah, that's not really proving anything. Now, folks, I'm in one of my moods. Just letting you know. So, the question tonight is, just how many fucks do I give about what I say tonight? Let's flip a coin, find out. Haha! Exactly. 0 fucks, folks. Because you know what? Eventually, you're going to get some thick skins. And realize that it's just tough love. Stir chicken is really good. Now, as always, we kick it off with the game changer matches that occurred throughout the week. And the match of Sean Puff had a really good selection. I was even surprised by the first one. As Martel and Sean Puff went at it, they actually went for a little while before Sean Puff was able to gain advantage and defeat Martel. Now, the next challenger was actually a surprise, folks. I didn't think he understood my warning. And he didn't take heed. But he challenged Johnny Rocco, the 7-time Game Changer champion. Now, I can only imagine that he was trying to test himself against someone who had won the championship. I mean, but Sean Puff, what, 5 time for Sean Puff? I guess it makes sense to try to test yourself against one of the greatest Game Changer champions in the league. And he was able to eke out a narrow victory. Granted, it was because of some slippage, and some tables, and some food being thrown. They destroyed catering with that match, folks. There's rumors that the security guards are threatening to sue the league for their injuries and mental anguish. I don't blame them. I mean, shit. You know how many pies they threw? But the Master Sean Puff did come out victorious against Johnny Rocco, and what was a game changer food fight / anything goes match. Go figure. Now, in the weirdest, and if I recollect correctly, the quickest game changer match in WPA history to date. The Master Sean Puff called out Jalen Masters. Now, some people say he lucked out. I just say it's just the way it goes, folks. As he defeated Jalen Masters in the first 10 seconds of him walking in the door. I mean, it only takes 3 seconds to get pinned, folks. You know, I don't know, was Jay sober? He didn't seem like it. I mean, we got a report from Fat Thomas. He told him to watch out. And so I guess you could say literally, Sean Puff caught Jalen Masters slipping. He must have got that from Johnny Rocco. That's something Johnny Rocco do. Just sneak up on a motherfucker and just get him. But the Master Sean Puff is still your game changer champion. Hey, it is what it is, folks. Now, of course, we had some Bruno matches, so I don't need to talk about those. So we will talk about DJ Tech versus Quanny Fist, the man nobody wants to lose to. I mean, goddamn, who would want to lose to anybody named Quanny? Nobody wants to lose to anybody named Quanny. And folks, DJ Tech did not want to lose against Quanny Fist, and he defeated Quanny Fist, hitting a remix on him. Came out victorious. Quanny might want to reevaluate his life after this. I mean, he ain't been doing too. I mean, you're a former champ. There's got to be something in you just saying, pick it up, step it up, bud. Now, after Game Changer match, actually, I think before Game Changer action, the Master Sean Puff finally got his hands on the missing link, South Bronx Savage, and just destroyed him. Savvy, mate. And defeated South Bronx Savage. That match was kind of brutal. I mean, if there had been a boat, he would have walked the plank into a shark-infested waters. Now, in a match of some OGs here in WPA, we had the Dark Stalker taking on Winthrop Percy Alexander IV. God. And if any match was a dominated match, well, DJ Tech versus Quanny Fist, that was brutal. I mean, Quanny fucked his ass up. I mean, DJ fucked Quanny up. You know what I mean. But the Darkstalker took it to Winthrop like he was on a mission, hitting the Black Void and pinning Winthrop. He hit him so hard, I think he took his soul. You know that scene in Endgame where the Sorcerer Supreme pops the Hulk and he comes flying out of his back? That's what it looked like, folks. That's what it felt like. The Darkstalker took Winthrop's soul and defeated him. You know, if I was Winthrop, I'd change my name to something that sounds a little bit tougher. Because Winthrop ain't cutting it. I don't know who gave him that name, but I'd sue them. Seriously. For giving me a name that name just sounds so fucking cheap. You sound like a damn local news station in Ohio announcer. The weatherman. Yeah. Sound like a meteorologist. Just saying. Now, we did have some number one contender matches, and the first one was the number one contender match to determine who would fight for the right to challenge for the Triple Threat Championship. And it was Tiffany versus Matt Blakely versus Donnie Boy in match one. And Tiffany was able to pull out the win when she pinned Donnie Boy. Now, match two saw Money versus Shepard Bane versus the Wraith. And Money actually won. I haven't said that in maybe a week or two. He's been kind of inconsistent, up and down. But he did punch his ticket to fight for the Triple Threat Championship. Now, our next number one contender match was a fatal four-way to determine who would challenge for the Television Championship. And we had Frankie Bones versus the Super Champion King, versus the Emperor Toucan Liam versus Cats and Corey. And Cats and Corey came out on top when he pinned the Emperor. And it was nothing rigged. As the internet stays undefeated. Well, it's hard to beat the internet, but yeah, Cats and Corey is moving on to fight for our television championship. And honestly, he's pretty good odds to win it. If he's on his A game. If he makes one mistake, he ain't getting that sucker. Now the match that was turned kind of weird. It was Johnny Rocco versus Lycan Umbris. And Lycan waited right before the match to cut a promo telling Johnny Rocco that he was going to bring the fierceness. I mean, he growled. I thought he was about to howl. But we're talking about Johnny Rocco. His voices inside his head. And those voices will trump anything you try to do, folks. And Johnny Rocco controlled the match from start to finish. And is now your number one contender for the IC title, folks. One of the titles he hasn't gotten his hands on yet, folks. He was determined to make Lycan Umbris a liar. And he did. By defeating him. There's no better way to make somebody a liar than by beating them in the ring. Unless you're Melvin, and then you just call him a liar. Now, we moved on to our WPA Trios Championship as Sinister, Jermaine Walker, the Ronin, Shona Campbell, and substitute David the Beast Smith took on the team of The Order, Badass Eddie Vendetti, who defeated Jermaine Walker and earned this match. The First Lady Alexa Leslie and the Forgotten One, Matty Ice, versus the Killer Goons, the sponsor athlete Jalen Masters, Money, MF, and Mike in the Brass Hole. And as he did when he faced all four members of the Killer Goons, Jermaine Walker once again pinned the Killer Goon to retain the titles for his team. As he pinned Money, MF, and Mike. You know, at this point, that team, that faction might just break up. They're not doing anything. Although I will say, if Casper had been in it, it might have been a little bit better, but he wasn't. So Sinister is still your Trios champions. Now, our next was the Tag Team Championship featuring the agency James Altrez and Texas Hate You versus the Standard, Starlin J, and the Blueprint Jackson Ayers. And folks, I'm sorry. There's no way in hell anybody here saw a victory coming out of that one. No. Sorry. I know I'd make fun of the Starlin J. But you didn't show me anything. Other than the ability to lose matches. And if you're going to be the it couple, which, by the way, correct me if I'm wrong, Flip. When Jackson premiered, didn't she call them the it couple? Call them the it couple herself? Now she's trying to backtrack. Yeah, we pay attention. But they got dominated by the agency. And James Altrez pinned Starlin J to retain the titles for his team. I don't know what they can do. They might want to start challenging people at the bottom of the list. You know, some of those people that didn't be in the Bruno matches. To pick up a couple of wins. Because, you know what? Now that I think about it, though. If Starlin J was in a match where there was a Bruno, she'd probably still lose. It'd be like fucking. Give me a team. Can't think of one. What do you mean you can't think of one? Just give me a sorry ass team. Well, not the Cowboys. Right now they're okay. But it'd be like the most sorriest team in the NFL losing on a bye week. Like, gee whiz. Have some pride, people. But the agency is 3-year tag team champs. I'm kind of wondering who's going to be the one to take it from them. I can think of a couple. Let's see. I could think of what? Red Death and who's his partner using? Mac Blakely. They could take it. Sinister. Any two in Sinister could probably take the titles off the agency. No problem. They're used to having tag titles and other championships. Who else? Who else could do it? Jalen Masters and Casper? I give that a 50-50 chance. But Sterling J and the Blueprint, no. I don't know whose bright idea it was to put them in that match, but they need to be fired. Now, our next match was the WPA Triple Threat Championship. Speaking of Killer Goons, Casper 2779 was in there versus Nagante versus the Prince of Crime Delirious. And the Prince of Crime Delirious finally got another title around his waist as he pinned Casper 2779. You know, it's more fulfilling in a Triple Threat Championship when you actually pin the champion. Because there's nothing he can say. You can't say, well, I didn't get pinned, and try to get a rematch when you're the one that got pinned. But hey, to Casper's credit though, he did okay. But not too much to hang his head low about. That's one, folks. Our next match featured Martel the Carpenter versus versus Chrysalis. And honestly, folks, I had my money on Chrysalis. I'm sorry. Martel's been showing some get up and go lately, but it was Chrysalis, folks. I didn't see Martel coming out of that match with a title in his hand still. And Chrysalis proved me right, as Chrysalis defeated Martel the Carpenter to become your new television champion. So we'll have, so far, Chrysalis versus Katz and Corey for the TV title next week. And Tiffany and Money versus the Prince of Crime Delirious for the Triple Threat Championship. It's crazy. That's 2 titles change hands, folks. And we wasn't done. Because the United States Championship was online, and it was the Messiah versus the Kingpin, JP DiMaggio. And after a week of back and forth, just ribbing each other, going after each other, the Kingpin, JP DiMaggio, defeated the Messiah. Now, during that match, did you notice the First Lady was sitting ringside? Yeah! She was over there providing commentary, which is weird. Usually that's reserved for people with no matches, but she finished her one match after the trios match, and she went and sat ringside, watched a couple of other matches, and then went on commentary for the United States Championship match. I honestly thought she was about to screw over DiMaggio, but she didn't. She just sat there. Now, I will say, after DiMaggio won the match, weird scene. Tiffany, for some reason, was up at the top of the ramp waiting for DiMaggio to congratulate him. And it just pissed off the First Lady. She dropped her headphones, walked up the ramp, got in Tiffany's face. And I thought that was going to be it. It looked like she was going to walk away, but then she turned around and knocked Tiffany out with a right hand straight to the jaw. And then planted one on JP DiMaggio. She gave him some kind of, like she gave him a tape or something, and then walked into the back. Some weird shit going on this week. I mean, I don't know what was on that tape, but it's honestly none of my business either. But what if it was a sex tape? You think it was a sex tape? Well, why should she give it back to him? Wouldn't you want to keep that? I don't know. I'm pretty sure we'll find out, though. You know. Now, our next championship match featured Big Mel versus Fat Thomas as they fought for the Intercontinental Championship, folks. And sitting ringside, of course, was Johnny Rocco. And the Ronin, Shona Campbell, sitting there watching on Misfit Row. Johnny Rocco more so because he was going to see who he will be fighting for the Intercontinental Championship. And they had to reinforce the ring for this match, folks, with some kind of Fat Thomas barbecue sauce. I guess it served as a self-adhesive or some shit like that. Whichever flavor that is, I don't want it. We got to find out what that flavor is so we don't order it on our barbecue when we go there. But Fat Thomas defeated Big Mel in a very hotly contested match, folks. But pretty much controlled by Fat Thomas. Whew. That's what, 3 so far? 3 new champions, folks. Then we got to the main event. Red Death versus the Tesseract for the World Championship. And another hotly contested match, folks. But the Tesseract's journey is over. I don't know how long ago I said this. I said this guy could win. And he did. And the Tesseract is your new WPA World Champion. Folks, count them. 4 titles changed hands during Mega Week. I don't think anybody could write a script like that. If you think I'm playing, folks, Mega Week is the one week you don't want to be the champ. You will probably lose your title. Everybody brings their A game. Hey, Flip, is this the same jerk chicken from last time? From the same place? Yeah, it's been good. Yeah, you're welcome. I got you some this time. Well, I'm sorry. There's nothing like jerk chicken. I don't care what WPA puts in their fucking catering. I don't care what Fat Thomas has in his barbecue. It ain't jerk chicken. Jerk chicken is life. Stay tuned for Philip. He will be coming up with his pick of the week. And yes, folks, he does feel a little bit better after last week. He got really sick on that shit. It was kind of funny. Until then, folks, remember, as always, don't drink and drive. Hug your loved ones. Pick up the phone and call that friend that might need to hear your voice. Give me a saving grace in their life. Well wishes go out to the family of Sharon Whitney as they're going through a tough time. Just know that we're here for you if you need us. We hope to see you back here in WPA. Whether you come back or not, we're here for you. Now I'm gonna go back and finish my jerk chicken. Deuces. What? No. You know, I don't care who. You could put. I said what I said. You could put her against fucking somebody who's not even gonna pick, and I guarantee you she loses. Would I bet my hair on it? Well, yeah. Well, then again, I already cut my hair though, but still, I don't know what's up with her. She just, I don't know. I don't want to say she sucks, but if she was a hired person, she'd be really good at her job. I mean, I'm just saying. Hello, WPA. Once again, you are honored and feel privileged to hear my voice come across the airways as I present my pick for the week. My name is Philip Alexander Carrington IV, and I have an extraordinary pick for this week as we've watched this individual rise to excellence as he sits down on top of the food chain. I speak none other than of Tezzeret, who defeated possibly one of the hardest men next to Jermaine Walker to defeat, as he defeated Red Death and claimed WPA World Championship Gold. If you've been watching the Tezzeret, you will recall at one point he was a little disillusioned because he was on a losing streak. And to his credit, Johnathan told him, simply do not give up. You will achieve greatness. Of course, I'm paraphrasing. But it cannot be denied that persistence in WPA is a virtue. And as we all know, that the little mouth watering croissant Tezzeret finally achieved a measure of greatness and accolades. He can call himself a world champion, and there's only been a handful here in WPA, not named Jermaine Walker, who could call themselves world champion. Now, whether he holds on to it or not, this is another story, because it is easy to win the championship. It is greatly harder to maintain, such as you're a targeted individual now. But I say to Tezzeret, remember what got you here. Keep up the good work, sir. We look forward to you defending your title and wish you all the luck. Until then, I shall be on my way. So I bid you Good day. I said, good day.